7:46 live shot from Century Plaza Hotel and Spa. If you're just joining us, we'll keep you posted for your morning commute, what the roads are looking like in that weather forecast. But the forecast for BC politics, an interesting one today because the throne speech is scheduled to take place at the BC Ledge. And joining us on the line from News 1130, our legislative reporter Liza Yuzda. Liza, good morning to you. And I was just saying during the break and looking at what the MLAs are tweeting, this is going to happen today regardless of the weather, correct?
Yeah, I was tweeting last night because it's a snow day here in Victoria again for the kids 2 days in a row. I grew up in Alberta. That never happened there. Anyways, I was saying Mike Farnworth, who's the House Leader, is a big House meanie or big meanie because he's not letting it be a snow day here. Now, there was some talk that they were considering postponing it, but I think they decided to go ahead. The vote on the throne won't happen today. The throne speech happens today, so I think they decided it best to just get on with it and do it. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting commute, as you guys were just talking about, an interesting commute for some MLAs who've come a long distance to get here. Well,
the message behind this throne speech, obviously, it's a controversial climate given the spending scandal and the investigation ongoing, which we'll talk about. But the overall message we'll see from the NDP government here in 2019, what can we expect?
Well, the big one that I'm really looking for, and I think that a lot of people, you know, who are driving in today would be looking for, is this green energy, the climate plan, the clean energy plan, however you want to refer to it, because it was the one that was announced before Christmas. It was one that the NDP and Greens worked on, and in it is going to be rebates for us. You know, I was looking at our windows a couple days ago thinking there's some windows in our house that need to be replaced, saying I'm going to wait and see when some rebates come out, because there's going to be incentives to get us to go green in this province as they work towards, you know, cleaning up what our carbon footprint is. We probably won't get the details of that today. Sometimes there's little hints. Most of that will come out in next week's budget, but certainly we'll get an indication as to what some of those things might look like. And the rebates were going to be rolled out over the next couple of years, so we're certainly not going to see all of it, but we'll get some indication. Remember, one of the big things in that for people who are commuting, and I know you guys were talking about the commute, is to have, by 2040, you know, electric vehicles, carbon-neutral vehicles. So that's a lot of work to be done and not a lot of time. Well,
the budget's obviously going to have a close eye on it given what is happening. What is the mood and overall temperature of coming back to session given an investigation is ongoing with two specific officials with what we've seen this year?
I'm curious to see what it will be like. I think one of the differences is that the investigation that's going into Clerk Craig James and Sergeant-at-Arms Gary Lenz is on what I call like the business side of the legislature. It's the other side of the legislature, although it's a ginormous budget, $80 million, it is the side that runs the facilities, because it's a huge building. There's a lot of work that goes into that. So that is essentially separate from the business of the House, which is legislation and whatnot. So this doesn't directly affect what happens there.
And what about the impact?
How is it slightly?
I guess final point before we let you go about what could happen with MLA Linda Reid, long-standing MLA, mind you, about a motion that we could see in the next few hours. Well,
what is expected and I think will happen is that Linda Reid, you know, there was an investigation into her spending. I don't know if you remember, like the muffin gate, because she bought a $700 muffin rack, and there was an investigation into spending when she was there, and they found that she did no wrongdoing. But those questions keep coming up about the things that she spent money on, as they discuss excessive spending and expenses on the Speaker, Clerk, and Sergeant-at-Arms offices. So what I believe is going to happen, and what I think will happen, is there will be a motion that will say MLA Linda Reid is going to step aside, and they will put MLA Joan Isaacs, the Liberals will put MLA Joan Isaacs up in her place. Not because they're saying that anything was wrong, but I think it is creating a distraction for the Liberal Party, and it keeps, you know, things keep getting flung at them, and this way they can have a clean slate and know that, you know, there's someone fresh in the Assistant Deputy Speaker's seat.
Well, there's many moving parts to it. I know you've got the beat covered for us. Obviously, City News tonight will have more coverage. Liza, thanks so much for calling in with our preview.
My pleasure. Have a great day.
All right, you as well. After the break, we're going to jump to watch this.